You're welcome to today's watch log. You're welcome wherever you're watching me from. I sincerely appreciate your participation. I appreciate you for being here. All right. First and foremost, let me appreciate every one of you for your individual support. Your support is the engine that has, brought us to this far. Very soon we shall get to 1,000 subscribers. Very soon. I'm sure it will not be too long from now. We'll get to 1,000 subscribers. And that wouldn't have happened without people like you. And because of that, I sincerely owe every one of you appreciation for such a gesture. Today, on this watch log, we are going to specifically look at Manchester United and AC Milan. But before I proceed, let me congratulate AC Milan for defeating Manchester United on the match they had yesterday, friendly match, Premier League pre-season match they had yesterday. Actually, it is not easy to defeat Manchester United because historically they are one of the strongest teams one can never talk about or talk of. Anywhere you mention Manchester United, you remind people of strength. You remind people of victory. You remind people of coordinated team. So all over the world, that is why Manchester United boasts of having the highest following all over the world. Yes, Manchester United has over 1 billion followers globally. So people are not just following Manchester United because they are one of those clubs. No, it is because of what they have been able to do over the years. And this Manchester United has been able to host or to own legendary players. Players of high repute, players of high profile have at a point played for Manchester United. So for AC Milan to defeat Manchester United, although it was a pre-season friendly match, it is not easy. It means that cannot be taken away from them, which is a feat that should be congratulated. So once again, I am congratulating AC Milan for defeating Manchester United in a friendly match that was held yesterday, being 15th of August 2026. And that is where we carved this debate. The debate is between AC Milan team and Manchester Milan team, which one is stronger? Which one is stronger? Which one is stronger? Does AC Milan winning Manchester United automatically mean that they are stronger than Manchester United? Does that correlate? So that I put it to you to decide on the comment section between AC Milan and Manchester United team, which one is stronger? Before I move on, let me tell you the formation with which Manchester United played yesterday. You know, a team cannot play with all the players at once, because a formation must either be 4-3-2-1 or 4-2-3-1. So it must be a summation of 11 players. Is that okay? So when there are 11 players, there will be people on the bench. There will be players on the bench. Those players on the bench are used for substitutions. During this watch log, I will tell you something that shocked me yesterday. You know, this was the first to score. They scored in the first 2 minutes of the match. That was incredibly amazing. They were the first to score. The first 2 minutes of the match, they scored. And that goal was scored by Maguire. Maguire scored the first goal. Maguire is the number 5 and he's a defender. So let me just outline the formation Manchester United played with yesterday. Manchester United played with Lammens. Lammens is the goalkeeper. Then in defense they have Mazraoui, Maguire, number 5, also at the right back. We had Heaven, number 26, who is also at the right. He's a young blood who is just 26 years. Then we have Shaw, okay, at left back. We had Shaw. Then at the midfield, we had Tielemans, okay. Then we had Santos at the midfield. Then Santos is the one we signed from Chelsea, okay, and he's an army. So he's an army. Santos is an army. Santos was signed from Manchester United at a rate of £45 million. Actually, Santos is rated at £50 million, but Chelsea decided to give it to Man U at £45 million. So Manchester United bought Santos at a profit of £5 million. So we bought him at a profit of £5 million. And he is featuring at midfield for Manchester United. Now, at attack, Manchester United had Dorgu, and Dorgu is number 13. We had Fernandes, we had Diallo. Then at striker, the man at the forefront is Konha. Konha was at the forefront yesterday. Then on the bench we had the person of Onana. Onana did not start anything, but Lammens started instead. So we had Dalot. Dalot came for Marazona. He came for Marazona. We have Martinez who came for Heaven. We had Euro. Okay, these people were on the bench. Then we had Ganacho. Okay, we had Hojundu. We had Rashford, number 10. We had Amand. Then we had on the other hand, Maguire was the first person to score. He scored at the first 2 minutes. Maguire scored the first goal. Then the next person to score was Fernandes. Then, but remember that Torriani made savings. Okay, so at 57 there was equalizer. At 57 there was equalizer. At that point, AC Milan scored the second goal. Okay, so but look at what happened. Look at what happened. Manchester United suffered from defensive error. They suffered from defensive error. You know why I understood that they suffered from defensive error? You see, those who scored for Manchester are those at the back. By the time they created chance, they were trying to score, they started creating chances. Those chances they created was not exploited. Then they experienced counter-attack. Substitution, AC Milan gained strength. Okay, they gained energy with which they scored more goals. But when Manchester United had their own substitution, the substitution could not earn them more goals. Is that okay? So they could not earn them more goals. What does this mean? What this means is that Manchester United lacked defensive ability. A substitution could not make impact. Okay? The substitution could not make enough impact. Rather, it made the team to collapse. It made the team to collapse. Now, the question is, having seen that Manchester United had defensive error, okay, they had defensive error. Now, they had inability to make to exploit chances created. Now, they could not maintain tempo. They could not maintain tempo. They could not maintain dominance. Is that okay? Now, is this error coming from formation? The formation, is it from the formation? Is it from players? Where did it actually come from? But that is not the main issue of the central idea of this watch log. Having low network. I am welcome back. So, is AC Milan, before I make my conclusion, I want you to, before I make my verdict, I want you to make a contribution on the comment section. Is AC Milan team stronger than Manchester United team? I am yet to see any comment. I am yet to see any comments. We've discovered that yes, Manchester United has to fix their defense, even if it means signing more players on defense. Okay, even if it means them the heaven sure could not perform the role suitably. Although they had people on the bench, I wouldn't know why they could not use some guys on the bench to. I wouldn't know why. Okay, let me still point out that AC Milan has their own shortfall. Understand? Their leading was not strong. Okay, their lead was not strong. That is why in the first 2 minutes, the formation became loose. The formation in the first few minutes was not strong. It was loose. But I discovered that they noticed it. They noticed that their team is loose. Their formation is loose. So they closed gaps. Okay, they closed gaps. But I think they should also work on it. They should also work on it. You don't just come, enter field, and make your formation loose. What if Manchester United exploited that opportunity and scored 5 or 6 goals at once? Yeah? What if that happened? So you don't make your formation loose. No. It should be compact. It should be tightened. Okay, and that is why it has been